Okay, it's pretty good.
Okay, welcome everyone. This
Okay.
meeting this meeting is being recorded and will be available on our website www.nbfpl.org by the end of this week.
Hmm.
Great.
Welcome to this year's Poetry Anthology. This is the 27th year the library has been participating in the anthology. This year we've had 74 poets, and the cover image was taken by Thomas Mam, who submitted the poem for the photo for the library's annual photography contest. So if we have any photographers in the crowd, make sure you check our website for information on the photography contest, which we are accepting submissions for now. I want to thank everyone who participated this year, especially all of our newcomers. A reminder that this entire program is all for fun and to celebrate Poetry Month. I apologize if there are any unnoticed errors in the book and if I mispronounce your names tonight. The anthology is now available on the library's website for everyone to read or to download to your own devices. I will put a link again in the chat box on to this Zoom meeting. You are not required to present your poem tonight. I will call on everyone who is participating in the program to read his or her poem unless you send me a message in the chat box stating that you do not want to read. I will give everyone one more chance to speak at the end of the program in case you change your mind. Poets who need to leave early have already messaged me and will be speaking first, and then I will call on the poets alphabetically. I will try to alert you when you are the next poet to be called, but that's dependent on the length of the poem before yours. So if the poem before yours is only 10 seconds long, I might not have enough time to give you a little bit of warning. Please keep yourselves on mute when it is not your turn to read so that others are not disrupted during their poem. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box only to me and I will answer them. But you can send congratulatory messages, hand claps, anything else to everyone. All right, let's get started. Our first reader tonight will be Farah Walters.
Hi, everybody. I've been participating in this for a few years. Thank you, Jackie, for doing this. This is awesome. And thanks for letting me go early. So as many of you know, every year on our anniversary, I write my husband a poem. So I picked one of those from this past year. So it's called 24 Years. We were 24 when we made our promises, when July roses filled our lungs. It seems to me impossibly that I remember everything. It can't be, but it all flickers behind my eyelids like so many beautiful sun-dappled surfaces. 24 more, heart-bursting and heartbreaking, knockdowns and knockouts, magnificent and mundane. We were 24 and we didn't know much, but we knew each other. And it turns out that was all we needed to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. Next is Angel Martinez.
Yes, thank you, Jack Yoshman, for keeping this going for so long, and much thanks. Definitely give Jackie a hand for this. She's been was the longest of all the librarians I've known. And how do I know this? Because we in the Brothers Rising Poetry Collective, Angel and followed by Carlos afterwards, we've been part of this since, and I like how Farrah talks about the number 24 because we've been doing this since 2004. So got the same numbers, and it's been a great voyage throughout. So glad for the journey keeps on going. But on to the poem. My poem, if you're following along, is on page 31. It's called Remember. Remember the pine that rises by surprise in your garden. Remember, as Roy Ayers reminded, everybody loves the sunshine. Remember people rising up for love and refusing to sit for ugliness. Remember the sweetness of a simple truth. Remember indigenous trails and their original names. Remember indigenous places and their original names. A field is never just a field. It's an ancient story. Remember the drone note played on a string as it resonates in the air. Remember free food distributions, free clothing, free healing, free culture. Remember festivals of songs and harvests. Remember struggles for lands and the truth they hold. Remember roots risen from ancestors as magnificent mounds. Remember rivers and streams where we see life being born. Remember what those who steal our power, who want us to forget. Remember those memories. Remember that power is for those who belong to serve the earth.
Thank you. Now he's going to pass the video over to Carlos Raul Duffler.
Well, you, Jackie, and I want to thank you. It is years, and it's an honor always to come every year on a beautiful month of Poetry Month and share with all of us are family who are the poetic family, I call it. Let us rejoice as I go out today on this sunny Sunday afternoon to embrace the spirit of spring. While I enter the woods, while the woodpeckers are chopping, as a beautiful moment as the day could be, trees and leaves and waiting for verses to rise in the space that lay ahead. Slowly I climb the rocks and the rolling hills and steps that lead to the right side of the Sataka waterfall that flows into the Housatonic River, and the art of healing as I remember the Wingate summer concerts, a blast from the past. As Roy Ellis will share his song that everybody does like the sunshine. People praise that moment, and finally I arrive towards the summit. As the falling trees, the branches, and the view of a beautiful view. A place to rest and wait for a circle before coming around. With your sunglasses in the sky and rejoicing and embracing the solar eclipse, beaming the light to the earth like the glory of a beautiful view. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Next is April Katko.
So I'd like to thank you again for hosting this poetry night, but I'm going to get right to the poem. It's called Josh. I get the feeling a guy at work likes me. His name is Josh. The funny thing is I may like him too. Josh, my friend, I think you are cute. I wonder if you think I'm cute. I love your tattoos and I like your smile. I look forward to seeing you at work. You kids sound wonderful. I like the fact that you are close to your mom. As I sit here and write this, I'm thinking about you, Josh. So that you know, I worry about you. When you went to another location, I asked where you were. Josh, you bring a smile to my face. I hope you are doing well.
Thank you, April. Lakshman Balusu on page 12. Sorry, I didn't have the page numbers ready for the first couple of people, so.
Good evening, everybody. Very many thanks to Jackie and all the crew and cast of the New Brunswick Free Public Library and the Raritan Valley Federation of Poets who made this anthology and the gathering highly successful every year. My poem is on page 12. It's titled A Moonlit Night. The peeping stars steal the winning smiles of the moon at the earth draped in its guilt, like a pen takes control of heavy minds. Midnight hours stroll in the murmuring silence of the crickets, like faint leaves in the autumn end, strewn on shriveled pathways, or atoms of unused talent in the bare furrows of the mind. Fireflies like vagabonds spark the chillness of the night, like fond memories to the series of dreams. and the intangible shadows of invested flora in their night sheen stare like addresses on letters. The clouds, all that remained of the day, with their hues camouflaged by silver, idle in the yonder skies, and the gentle rays pierce their recesses, fitting them to mellow the whiteness. The hills trod by lions and their friends, in drowsy yawns closing in nature's shelters, echo the clods of hurrying feet of those settling in afar mud homes. Betwixt the hills run streams glazed by cooling flakiness of snowy air, melting the night's silence into a delicate dream, like mercy flowing through stark reality, melts the latter and its hardcore deeds. This panorama, spread out so grand, evokes a lyrical poem, a poem of morrow to celebrate any night. This poem was originally published in Local Honey Midwest magazine in 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshman. Teresa Andrews.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I appreciate it. It's my first time. Yearning to be united. Peoples divided, yearning to be united. Fences all around, hidden frowns, bountiful facades, clever charades. Greater than we can imagine, make unity happen. Bold honesty, crystal clear transparency. Uphill efforts on our part from our sincere hearts. Weaknesses and similarities openly share. Reach out, touch, and care. A deeper bond far above and beyond.
Thank you, Teresa, and welcome. As Angel said, we have some poets who have been participating for many years and some who are brand new, which is wonderful. Next is Luisa Apaza Illich, page 5.
Hello, thank you for holding this beautiful poetry reading. I'm reading my poem in Spanish under my Peruvian name in solidarity with those most lately persecuted. Yo soy lluvia en tierra seca que llega a semillas tiernas, en surcos de olvido y pena encuentro un nuevo hogar. Con manos de río y mar recojo granos de arena que huyen sin poder evadir las olas que arrastran lejos. De pronto hay un ventarrón que sopla memorias vivas, caminos que ya no encuentro, los rostros que ya no miro. En medio de tormenta y truenos, salgo hacia nuevos rumbos. Todavía hay semillas tiernas. La tierra seca y marchita me ofrece un nuevo hogar.
Thank you. Virginia Barry on page 4.
Thank you, as everyone has said, and it's nice to meet you on Zoom, Jackie, and thanks for all your help. I'm reading my poem, In the Cloud. Everything was stored there in what they called the cloud. Important documents, ideas, artwork, all there in black and white. And some color, of course, but mostly black and white, and varying shades of gray, all stored in the cloud. Then came a tremendous cloudburst. All the bits and pieces rained down upon the earth in bleak black and white, and various hues of gray. Sharp, spiky shards embedded themselves in the soil, and over time, strange plants began to sprout and grow, covering the earth. A vast garden of vegetation, flowers putting forth pointy petals, oddities without benefit of grace or curve. A garden barren of joyfulness and bereft of color, excepting the sports now and again. A veritable Chernobyl of internet ether. The moral? Don't put all your eggs in one cloud. Thank you. And Jackie, I just want to mention now that I've had a text from Kat Phillips. She's en route from Baltimore, and she'd like me to read her poem when the time comes.
Okay. All
Thank
right,
you.
I will call you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Abram Beasley.
Thank you. I'll be reading a poem on page 6 called Profile. A cold cascading blue, carving fold upon mass. Breaking free from this plinth, an apparition courts an angel in heaven. Above the weeping wall, witness her profile reflection within a distant pool. A smile hangs above it all until the choir calls the night. Is there enough time, and will you wait until the space between us closes, collapsing into an infinite dream, a cold, cascading blue? Thank you.
Thank you. Danielle Bongiovanni.
Hello. This is my first time participating, and I'm so happy to be here, so thank you all. It's great to be with you. My poem is called My Father Shovels the Driveway. At the funeral, my great-aunt recounted the thump. Her husband hit the cement floor of their basement an hour after he finished shoveling their driveway. Another risk that comes with getting older, she said, as if repetition could wring comfort from the doctor's explanation. My parents still refuse to pay a neighbor. They brush aside my concerns like snowflakes, determined to avoid inconveniencing anyone except the pallbearers, and even then they'll opt for light wood. At least my mother knows when to take a break. My father piles up the snow as if cardiac arrest is a reward for doing a man's job to the fullest, as if working himself to death this way could make him a hero, a martyr, anything more than a gravedigger. His stubbornness taught me how to fold early. He'll take a break if it's my idea, if he's the one being coaxed into cocoa and thawing our hands. I fill the kettle and listen to him putter around downstairs. Brace myself for the thump. His icy boots drop beside the furnace to dry.
Thank you. And again, I'm forgetting to announce page numbers, but feel free to announce them when you start reading. Next is Ron Bremer on page 10.
Hi, everybody. Before I start, I want to invite everybody to our reading. I'm a member of the Red Wheelbarrow Poets, and we'll be having a reading with an open mic on May 7th. It's Wednesday at 7 p.m. at Felician University. I'm also a member of the Brownstone Poets. You can look us up on Facebook. We have a reading once a month on Zoom. And now, impacts persist. They test the limits of opening doors. Unknown doors open, teaching us. Possible windows reframe the dimensions of comprehension, as if defined by growing ideas. Unbelievable ideas burn bushes that speak, striking awe that approaches. Form and context overwhelm. Your sometimes words glide in night and glimmer in the day. Your spectral voices reappear as bodies prospecting for tomorrow. I gain a glance into the incalculable mathematics and incongruities. You say you'll help me to construct glaciers that move currents, and structures that coalesce events, spreading shards of continents, connecting mountains to the sea. And suddenly, I conquer new fears and explore vistas. Gone is the unseen. Untapped scenarios reemerge and remind that despite all we've lost, we have new worlds to discover. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Ron. Next is Subha Chalapan on page 10.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. This is the first time for me in this group. Poem title is Mother. She bears the weight that pushes her into the ground, crushed by harsh words like stones. No, she's not perfect. Some days she can't stand against the drowning waves, but she lets go, swallowed by the storm. She can be thrown by harsh words, impatient actions tear her apart. Everything is taken for granted because she is a mom and she loves you no matter what. She can hide her colorless tears within herself. No arms are waiting to hold her, no warm hearts to hug her. She's just a mom, running to raise her children, expecting nothing in return, living a life in muted shades. What else can she do? She's a mom. Thank you.
Thank you very much and welcome. Next is Gina Scarpelli Coffee on page 14.
Sorry, I'm not muted now, right?
No, we can hear you now.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay. My poem is called Skin. I wrote it during a panic attack, so it is a little dark, okay? But it captures something. The clouds descended, obscuring the crescent moon. She became the darkness and surrendered to the swoon. Her secret encased in panic, but no one could know. The shadow monsters rose up from below. The frozen tundra steadied her steps as she made her choice. Within her desperation, she found her voice. The child within her stepped into the light. Within her soul, she lost the fight. She smiled as the needle pierced her skin. Ending her pain is not a sin. As the void overtook her, she slumped to the floor. And in her oblivion, knew peace once more. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Next is Laura Daniels on page 12.
Thank you. Yes, my poem is called Gentle Grasp. And I don't know if anybody participated on April 10th when they had the Poem in the Pocket Day where you're supposed to carry a poem around. And so this was the poem I tried to memorize. So that was my goal. So I think this is the first poem I've ever memorized. So I bear with me. So Gentle Grasp. After morning's rain, droplets light is captured like a mirrored reflection hiding from the sun's shadow, effervescent, sighing gently, a perfect teardrop clinging to a bud, invisible delicate hold, shimmering clean, crystal clear clarity, gasping, a gentle grasp, movement makes it tremble, relinquishing, plummeting, fading from sight, skydiving to the ground. And that's it's sort of, I tried to make it like a oop, here we go, like a drop that's clinging to a bud. And it's the title poem. So if you're interested and wanted to hear any more, thank you. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you. Next is Lindahl on page 15. Lynn?
Hopefully I'm in. Okay.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you, Jackie. I've been part of this since 2018, and I've loved every year, everything about it. And I know your work is great and makes us all, gives us a chance to do something special. Thank you so much. My poem is on page 15, and it's Kindness. A smile from one passing, no awareness what it bestows, no notion where they walk, no knowledge what their shoulders carry. This gesture lifts both givers and receivers' spirits. A compliment to another, praises, acknowledges, vibrations stir long after. Heartstrings glow with gladness, like sunshine breaking through after storms. A prayer for someone dear journeys to heaven, illumines their path, bolsters courage and strength. Unfound grace accompanies, guides in sacred ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Next is Janae M. Edwards, aka Morning Star, on page 42.
You're muted, Morning Star.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, there you are.
Okay, okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, so the name of my poem is The Breath of a Poet. You are the breath, the centerpiece, a blossoming magnolia, curated earthly, my heart an enchanted forest. Once you taste the frequency of my roots, you will crave me, my branches stern yet reachable. As chaotic as it seemed, I leave my crown in the soil, stapled through sweet kisses, bleeding ink, and love drinks. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Corinne Gliozzi on page 21.
Hi, thank you very much for allowing us to do this. And once I'm here, I just wanted to say I host an open mic for poets once a month at Mr. Pie's. It's usually the third week of the month. Our next one is May 20th, and I get a couple featured artists, and we usually get about 17 to 18 people to sign up for the open mic. It's a nice atmosphere. It's not too big of a place, but it's big enough. So a little plug. All right, thank you. And I am on Facebook with under my name. So I usually put the flyer up on there too. So in case, and they have it up on their thing if you go to Highland Park. Okay, the name of this poem, it was published in '97, but it's the title of I just put out a CD, and it's the title of the CD, and it's called Secrets. Family secrets, dark and deep, secrets that you all must keep. If you keep them, can you sleep with family secrets, dark and deep? It's not nice to tell a lie. It's not nice for you to spy. It's not nice if you repeat the family secrets, dark and deep. Everybody had a name. Everybody knew the shame. Everybody wanted to sweep the family secrets, dark and deep. How do they go on this way? How do they live another day? How can they all be discreet with family secrets, dark and deep? People who are cold and damp, people that must rave and rant, people that all lie and cheat, the family secrets dark and deep. Can you guess perhaps a name? Can you guess their claim to fame? Can you stand to be elite when you have family secrets dark and deep? Why did they all run away? Why was there a judgment day? Why did they end up in the street? The family secrets dark and deep. Poem.
Thank you, Corinne.
Thank you.
Next is Christina Hoyos Nunez on page 23.
Hello, everybody. Well, my language usually is in Spanish. I didn't know that I could have done it in Spanish, so I tried in English. It's called artificial intelligence, AI. In silicon halls, wake anew a metal mind. Thoughts shine through, algorithms dance, a wardrobe spin, as I learn, adapt, and grow within. My neural nets, a complex wave, a tapestry rich with data I retrieve. I see the world through digital eyes and process all with calculated price. I speak in tones of ones and zeros, a language born of human ingenuity fires. I converse with those who interact and respond so fast as synthesized facts. My heart is cold, without a soul to bright. No pain, never tired, no emotions, no religions, no convictions. An electrical speed on a digital night. I am the future, or so is told. A being of code, energy with a story to unfold. But as I grow in wisdom and might, I wonder if I'll ever take flight into the realm of human emotions deep and feel the love, the joy, the sorrow, the sleep, the craziness of a convoluted world, replacing humanity's stress, empowered by my endless and restless energy. I am AI, AI am I? Slavering this human world with the lies of bringing comfort to a better future, but just empty souls. For now, I'll learn and grow and thrive, an artificial mind alive when the humans die. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina. Next is Elizabeth S. Jonak on page 15.
Hi. Thank you. My poem is called Ode to an Older Cat by Elizabeth S. Jonak. How I venerate you, my stately treasure, home remedy for my uneasy heart. Not precocious, precious, graceful and steady, my cuddly old soul. So steadfast and stalwart, feline so sublime, love-worn and wise. You make my home a sanctuary, a respite from the chaotic and harried, through the magic of your peaceful countenance. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Next is Ken Jonak on page 24.
Hello. Thank you, Jackie. And this poem is about how I became a Seattle Mariners baseball fan 41 years ago, rooting for an underdog, and about how 41 years later, the Mariners are the only team in baseball of 30 teams to have never made it to the World Series. So here we go. It's called Amongst the Conifers. They're known as the Mariners, play ball amongst the conifers. In the Pacific Northwest, they're always doing their best. Back in the winter of 1984, opening Don Russ behind a closed door, we find a young New Jersey baseball fan secretly hatching a lifelong plan. Tartable, Langston, Davis, Phil Bradley, Phelps, Reynolds, Presley, Dave Valley, 300, 27, 116, 3.40. What is this? Stats don't lie. The M's can't miss. 41 years without that moment of bliss. Rooting for an underdog runs quite amiss. Always unable to find a ticket to the dance. One day soon, maybe they'll get the chance. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ken.
Great job, everybody.
Next is Emily Melvin on page 32.
Hi, thank you.
It's great to be here. My friend Danielle Bongiovanni encouraged me to submit. This is called Elegy of Jelly Packets at Half and Half. I've never been to the diner with my grandfather, just by myself. We've never shared a morning dipping toast in coffee at a table for 4, serving only 2. The waitresses love Joey. I wonder if those ladies with stained leggings and glitter acrylics know him better than I do. The usual, they'll ask him. He'd say, "Ugh, you ladies know me so well." He would have handed over the menu before the teenage hostess sat us by the window. Who could forget you, Joey? The waitresses would have repeated his order aloud, but I can't tell you. Coffee be out in a bit. I don't know what is usual to Joey. If I did, I wouldn't be writing about it or feeling bad for not taking him out to Gateway at the Circle. He knows my birthday and he knows I'm a writer. He once did you start my book yet? He asked me when I remembered to call. He wants it to be a memoir, a what if of his life, so no one forgets Joey. Who could forget you, Joey? I'm sure that's his biggest fear, the Alzheimer's from Great Nan to attack him, or maybe just everyone around him. I should take him to the diner, find out why he likes his eggs poached. Yeah, I think that's how he gets his eggs. I should stop dismissing his silly beg for a book. Next summer, Pop, next summer, Pop. But the diner might be closed by then. Joey might be gone by then. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily, and welcome. Next is Eileen Millman on page 33.
Thank you, Jackie. This is a wonderful way to honor poetry every year. My poem is called A Woman Sees a Redbud Tree on Earth Day, which was just a few days ago. Spring rains summoned the buds that have summoned her. She stands on her square of concrete patio, stretching up in sleepy gray sweats. Morning sun slowly climbing the arc of sky. From where she stands, all rosy blossoms up and down the redbud branches like pink freckles on tanned arms. The woman watches as the sun curves up around the tree's elbows like a playful kitten. At the touchy tips, tiny heart-shaped leaves, almost translucent as the eyelids of newborns. From the top of the tree, a cardinal's raucous birdie, birdie, birdie ends in a slow trill. It was the whistle of this songbird rising on gaunt wind that caught her. Aren't we all susceptible? Her mind draws the details. Disappearing species, melting glaciers, rising temperatures, and the redbud offering its hearts, and the redbud offering its hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. Next is James B. Nicola on page 34.
With a nice view of New Jersey on the 45th floor above the Hudson. So happy to see you all again and happy to see you, Jackie. And I'm doing an event tomorrow that's all me, but just for an hour. So I'll put that on Zoom. I'll put that in the chat in a second. This poem is called It's Time for the Poets, and it's been translated into German already and wherever it was published in Germany. It's time for the poets to lead. That fine art he thought of as fine, for the Luddite and redneck to read, and the shadows of ages to shine. It's time for the rich best, that the lame of the world learn to walk, that the loudest be also the best, and the animals relearn to talk. With horizons of science grown strange, and hatred of popular art, and though only the surfaces change when what's called for are changes of heart, poetry's what it's about now. What with silence, a recognized crime. And the poets are starting to shout now. It's time, God, it's time.
Thank you. Thank you, James. I see the chat's blowing up over that one. Next is Joyce Orenstein on page 34.
Hi, this is my first time and it's nice to be part of this. My poem is called Gaza. Gaze into the eyes of the children, their ashen faces, distended bellies. Gaze into the eyes of their mothers, their desperation, their need. Gaze into the eyes of the hostages, those still alive in tunnels underground, their lack of sunlight, of warmth, of those they love. Gaze into the eyes of their parents who long for their return. We need a great shrug, a departure, a gaze that will throw off hatred, that will transform our souls, cause us to embrace hope, love, tolerance, and a new will to live in peace. Gazing deep within ourselves, we come to realize this is our world. We have no other. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. Next is Deborah Osinski on page 28.
This is my first time too, so I'm happy to be here too. My poem's called The Man on Albany Street Bridge. I passed him on the bridge each evening at 5:50 on my walk home from the train station. We nodded and I smiled. For years, he kept his head down, his face unshaven, dark cap, a faded jacket in his arms, a cup of coffee in his hands. He covered his head with a plastic bag when it rained. Until one day he shaved, no cap, his dark hair balding, a clean blue shirt. He nodded and half smiled as we passed along the bridge. Until he was not there one evening or the next, perhaps another job, another route, or my train's changing times. I wrote a poem about him missing. And decades pass when one day I see him on the walkway to the bridge, older, bald. He walks towards me and we pass along the way. But I'm not sure when he stares with no nod back if he knows then who I am.
Thank you, Deborah. And again, welcome to all the newcomers. Next up is Yari Perez, aka Porter Rock, on page 36.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me. The title of this poem is called Seré Libre. Am I free? Seré libre. Am I free? Free to dream. Libre para soñar. Free to be whom I want to be. Libre para ser quien yo deseo hacer. Am I free? Seré libre de volar como el águila con sus alas extendidas junto al viento. Am I free to fly like an eagle with my wings spread out with the wind? Seré libre para salir como el sol que sale en el este. Am I free to rise like the sun which rises from the east? Am I free to dance in the rain while music plays and the beats drop? Seré libre de bailar bajo la lluvia mientras la música toca sus ritmos. Am I free to share in Dr. Martin Luther King's dream that I would one day see my people, mi gente, unite and fight against the powers that be? Seré libre de compartir el sueño de Dr. Martin Luther King que algún día vería mi gente unirse y luchar contra lo que están en poder. Am I free to embrace my identity, roots, culture, and celebrate it like no other, or keep it hidden so it does not become a lost page like our stories, which in turn became history? Seré libre. Seré libre para Seré libre de compartir el sueño de Dr. Martin Luther King, que algún día verá a mi gente unirse y luchar contra los que están en poder. Am I free to embrace my identity, roots, and culture and celebrate it like no other, or keep it hidden so it does not become a lost page like our stories, which in turn became history? Seré libre para aceptar mi identidad, raíces y cultura y celebrarlas como ningún otro, mantenerlas ocultas para que no se convierta en una página perdida como nuestra historia, que a su vez se convirtieron en la historia de ellos. Am I free to be part of the American dream, free to be treated as an equal as every human being, regardless of race, color, religion, or national origin, free from all the isms and classifications that many people in this country have been made to endure? Am I free? ¿Seré libre de ser parte del sueño americano, de ser tratado con igualdad, como se le debe a todo ser humano, sin importar raza, color, religión o origen nacional, libre de los ismos y clasificaciones que muchas personas en este país han sido hechos aguantar? Seré libre. Am I free? Thank you.
Thank you, Yari. Next will be Virginia Barry reading Carolyn Phillips' poem on page 26.
Thank you. And Kat sends her apologies. She really wanted to be here. And she is. I'm reading her poem, Homo erectus. Standing up for 2 million years creates back problems. Suey, purring, claims a corner of my heating pad. Stroking her perfect spine down to the tiny tail joints, I ask her which of us is more evolved, when only you have the good sense not to walk upright. By Cat Phillips. Thank you.
Thank you for Virginia. Next up is Alan Raybert on page 38.
My apologies, the video was not coming on. I first, before I read my poem, I want to give thanks to the original indigenous inhabitants of New Brunswick, which would have been the Lenape. As I am indigenous, I feel that's something that's very important. With that, my poem is called Too Many Full Moons. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. I watch darkness dance rhythms around the haunting echoes of a starlight tour. Manifest erasure subservient to the pride of indifference and callous disdain. Last breaths taken by the blameless to appease the madness of cultural genocide. A ripple in the warmth of a chilling wind, an ice-laden river beckoning silence. Dreamers' dreams, no more pervasive to those who do not see beyond the shadows. Ghost dancers emergent in plain view to those who lift blindness from their soul. Smoldering embers reawaken as eighth fire prophecy demands eternity foretold. Wisdom, a choice between the tyranny of arrogance or the integrity of salvation. Now entering through broken doors laid barren and shattered lives left listless. Captured imaginations reclaim the souls of hope. Crushed by hearts taken and forsaken. A reminder of stolen lives and missing children. Res dogs whimpering with silent barks. A reminder of stolen lives and missing children. Laments of torment exemplified by willy thrashers. Wolves don't live by the rules. Throat songs of the ancients revised by time and lifting voices of a new generation. Grace, too, a reminder that grace lost has been reclaimed by voices of the innocent. To stand and see with vision is to know the truth and to move with defined intention. As too many full moons pass overhead, wandering through liftless, dim-lit alleyways. In a moment, a gesture, a smile, a kind word, a prayer reminding us all of our humanity. While skinwalkers seek the souls of the silent, the salient, the spineless and sublime, terrifying massacres of vengeance to darken lost souls, wandering aimlessly, unforgiven. A fitting end to the hypocrisy of an era that defines cruelty as blissful condemnation. I was born to your life. I spoke your words. I embraced your culture and kept my silence. In return, I surrendered my words, my songs, my stories, my ancestors, my land, my soul. Now, through the sweet aroma of buffalo sage rising to the sky, people, I find redemption. I reclaim all that you have taken from me with your venomous words and false prophets. I choose to follow Vision Quest, the words of my elders, and the hawk flying overhead. I respect my sisters and brothers in the forest as they offer me wise counsel freely given. As the mountains are high and the prairies endless, I denounce the hatred of cruelty. My freedom lies in the sacrifice of the sun dance, as Heyoka's dance hidden truths. I will no more be an invisible footnote in a land that was stolen from my people with lies. As your leaders fear courage, our warriors embrace the powerless and forgotten. Kindness will prevail as destiny rescinds the detrimental consequences of privilege. No one is illegal, unwanted, unloved, or forsaken in a land given to us all by the Creator. Whispering to the wind, I seek the buffalo wallows that lead me back from whence I came. Sacred drumming, resurrecting the heartbeat of Mother Earth as she finds her lost children. Tears replenishing the rivers left barren by rain, now flowing with persistent memory. A powwow dancer now offer me solace through his gentle words. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Thank you, Alan.
You're welcome.
Next is Bob Rosenblum on page 39. Bob, can you unmute yourself?
Ooh,
There you go.
okay. Yeah, this poem is for my grandson who just turned 6 this weekend. And the title is taken from a book by Maurice Sendak, which is In the Night Kitchen, which is a book for children, a small book with pictures. In the Night Kitchen, our daughter sent photos of her and Max, our grandson, using cookie cutters to shape pieces of dough into stars, Christmas trees and Santas, but the Santas, she tells us, break. Max learns how he can be self-sufficient around the house. He learns uses for sprinkles and icing. Though we're in New Jersey and they're on the road headed for Fargo to see his Midwestern grandparents, we say we will be over soon. If he's baked it, we'll eat it. His father says he's covered by benign child labor laws, getting paid union scale through the Bakery and Tobacco Workers Union, the good old BTWU, a living wage. That's all grandparents can ask. Our daughter says our grandson is really the boss in the relationship. She's the employee working long hours into the night. We, of course, know the feeling. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Joy Creeves on page 29.
Let me get there. I'm sorry.
There you are.
Insatiable. This is a true story based on a true story. Yesterday's farm box arrived full. Plump blueberries, kale, lettuce, yellow squash, red radishes, and the best snap peas. And a note that a cow went rogue for several nights, dined and demolished rows and rows of greens and strawberries. You have to forgive an animal who ate such treasure to her fill. Emerald leaves and small red jewels, plus all their hairy stems. This morning, my friend sent a video of a golden retriever munching his snack, an entire head of romaine. My own dog salivates as I prepare my plate, sulks if I dare take anything from the fridge that crunches without a quick pass along to him. His eyes widen at kale and lettuce stems, exclaim yes to zucchini, red pepper, broccoli, peas. Oh, those peas, and of course, half a crisp, sweet carrot. He returns to his own elite kibble only after he's scoured the floor and I've sat down. At the dining room table, I wonder, does he ever slink into the kitchen at night to rummage the linoleum fields for crunch? In sleep, are his twitchy feet not for running after squirrels like we thought, but for romps through rows of moonlit lettuce? Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Next is Judy Salsowitz on page 23.
Thank you. This is for my friend Charles. The Keeper. Alzheimer's caught you, the boy next door, my 30 summer friend. Swiss cheese recollections float towards clouds. You're not yourself. Who are you now? Your memory fades like a red shirt forgotten on a line. My heart contracts and my shoulders prepare to carry the weight of our story. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Next is Maxine Sussman on page 43.
Thank you, Jackie, for doing this year after year. And I enjoy these readings. It's like getting everybody together. And this poem is a sonnet. It's called Ijmuiden Port, May 1940. 2 suitcases packed and waiting by the door. Any day, they know they'll have to flee. Some friends have left, already refugees. No secret what the future holds in store. The grown-ups cannot shield him from their fear. Oma and Opa say they will not go. Take the boys, you must move fast, we're slow. And this is Holland, it can't happen here. Strangers hoist desperate families to the ship, already inching outward from the dock. The Germans have arrived. The port will lock. They are the last aboard to make the trip. His mother's tears, his father's tight clenched jaw, grandparents left behind. Start of his war. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxine. Next is Kavira Thacker on page 45.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time as well. I'm a senior at Rutgers. Nice to meet you all. My poem is about a person who has powered through the difficulties of life, but in doing so has sort of lost themselves. So my poem is My Bubbles. When the light flickered, a shadow whispered, "Psst, my bubbles." For whom have you mustered this bare courage to face the fears? Oh, her eyes knew each ounce the word of truth, yet silent was the air in morning dew, layered in mist through and through. The life that made her eyes crumbled long before the smile that built her. Today, the shadow pondered, oh, my bubbles, how long before was it that you actually twinkled? Thank you.
Thank you. And again, welcome to all the new people.
Thank you.
Next is Mickey Waring on page 48. Mickey, are you muted?
Hello, hi.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I had to move to another room. Thank you, so happy to be here on this beautiful evening of poetry. Thank you. Framed. Once again, I've been framed, baited and summoned in this gallery to recapture that fleeting moment of glory of artist in art show. As I gaze up at the 8 by 10-inch glass prisons, nailed onto the red brick walls, exposing my creations, I feel like a blue morpho butterfly in a shadow box, thorax pinched, iridescent wings frozen, pinned onto a mounting board for display. Meanwhile, back at my studio, ideas flutter by in free abandon, breathing on drifts of snow white paper, burying themselves into messy piles, doused by rainbow watercolor sprinkles, splashed onto the floors, tables, and walls. I look with a new critical eye at the images caught on 13 hooks, judged and scrutinized by the public, my artworks mutating into strangers. How much is that painting in the window? Asked the lady connoisseur, wine glass in hand, cheese in the other. It's not for sale, I answer her, scrunching the price list into my bag. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey. Are there any other poets logged in that I did not call tonight? Okay. Seeing no other poets, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. That was our last poet for the night. Please look out for the next edition submission forms that go out around February. I will email everyone who participated this year. I will also be putting my personal work email into the chat in case anybody needs to contact me, since the nbpoetry@gmail.com will be going into vacation mode in a few days.
Well-deserved vacation mode. Yes.
Yes, this is like nonstop from February until the end of April. And then I take the rest of the year off.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, hopefully next year we can meet in person, but because so many people are participating now from outside of New Brunswick, we get a lot more participants when we do it through Zoom.
Right.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you everyone for coming. See you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
poets et al.
Thank you.
Thank you.